Here we go, here we go, here we go. We are live in downtown Bakersfield, California. This is I Love You, Say It Back, the podcast, and not just any old podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, our producer, sitting here with us. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
No, be honest. Let's talk about what we talked about before we started rolling. You were not fantastic. It did not.
Life's rough.
Life is rough, you know. But at least we can say like, life's kicking my ass right now. But it's kicking your ass, and if you're watching this, it's kicking your ass too. And you got your kids in the back kicking and screaming, and you're trying to recover from the financial debt you put yourself into over Christmas. But hey. We're here.
We're alive. Yeah, you woke up. The sun came up. It's another day to, enjoy.
I'll tell you
even
what.
if it's not great.
I know. I mean, there's a lot of factors in everything, but I do feel great. And maybe it's this define that we just took. I'm not even joking. I feel so good. The vibes are high. We got the football game on. I'm probably not supposed to, I shouldn't be saying this, but we're not actually recording this on Christmas. We're dropping this on Christmas so you guys could hear it. You want to get away from your kids, you got to drive to the store. You got to pop us on. Let's have a good time. Let's talk some Christmas stuff and let's have some fun with it. Before we jump into, we're going to be talking about quite a bit. We got a great show. Should be a nice little quick little quickie for you. Step out to the car for this quickie. We're going to be talking about, I think everyone should celebrate Christmas. I really do. We'll dive into that. We're going to be power ranking or giving our top 5 Christmas movies, core memories from Christmas. I have one that really jumps off the top. Things that we would want for Christmas. We're going to talk about Christmas food, tamales. We're going to sneak in some trivia and kind of catch up on everything that's kind of gone into the season so far. So we'll jump into that. But before we do, I want to thank our sponsors. Look, you're looking for a Christmas gift? It's not too late. Go get you some Define, some supplements, some New Year resolution stuff, whatever it is. You want the pre-workout, you want the fat burners, you want the energy, you want the aminos, you want to live a healthier 2024. Rev Nutrition. Go check them out all over town. 20% off. Mention you heard it on the podcast. 20% off. And big shout out to the people who are sending me the pictures at Rev, and they're like, just picked up my Define or just picked up my fat burner stack or whatever it is that you're doing. They got you taken care of, whatever you need. So shout out Rev Nutrition, 20% off. Mention the podcast. Also, want to give a big shout out to our homies out there at the Mattress Space, Buck Owens Boulevard. Same. Looking for a great deal on a mattress. If your resolution, if it's not, it should be to include better sleep, jump over. Quit. Get rid of that 15-year-old mattress you've been sitting on and
switch out those bed bugs.
Yeah, switch out those. Get some new bed bugs in there. It's time for some new ones. Those ones are getting a little old. It's time for that new bed. Our bud Caesar will get you taken care of. Buck Owens Boulevard, Mattress Space. Let's get into our show because we are locked and loaded. By the way, have you been doing on your Christmas shopping? Did you knock it all out or?
No, actually, this year we all we're going to San Diego. We'll be in San Diego for Christmas, so it's always like this discussion. And I think as we get older, people might connect with it. We have my little sister and my nephew and our mom. Like the mom always is supposed to get something, in a way. But we just my sister every year was trying to do this thing. Hey, let's just pick a family and we'll all pitch in and get them a Christmas gift, like find a family. This year, we just said, hey, let's just enjoy each other's space. We're going to do like something very tiny, probably for, again, like my mom and sister will get them things. But we're all going to cook together, hang out. There will be a little bit of gifts exchange, but it's nothing. We're all kind of just like, hey, don't worry about the gifts. And let's all just be together.
You fell for that? Yeah, you fell for that because one day you're going to be married and your wife is going to be like, oh, let's not do gifts. And that means you better get me some.
No, and that's something different. I think when you're in a relationship, you're always like my brother and his husband.
You failed your first test.
They're gonna get each other stuff.
I was actually pretty proud of myself this year. I knocked out like all my Christmas shopping. Normally, I'm that guy who like I'll order like right now, and then it'll get here like a day or two after. But nope, knocked everything out. Like, boom, got all the gifts. I need to get working on the wrapping, but which the wrapping is super like you just it's nice when your family just knows what to expect. They're like, if it's wrapped like crap, and I get the same butcher paper. I use butcher paper and what is it, like the burlap strings. I've been using it for years, so I don't even have to put my name on it. They're like, oh, that's Vic's, you know, that's from Tio Vic, that's from Toto Vito. But
it looks like you're wrapping, no matter what it is. It looks like, when people try to wrap a basketball, it's like all crinkled. And
that dude. I mean, but they know what to expect. They're not expecting nothing fancy. It'd probably be kind of weird if it was like all perfect. They'd be like, oh,
this guy's gay.
Raise some questions. But I wanted to start with this because I do like, we're all in the holiday spirit. We're all in whatever it is. We're all feeling good. I hope you are actually. Yeah, more so than anything, I hope you're in the holiday spirit, and I hope you're feeling good, and I hope you're spending it however you want. But I really do, I feel like, tell me this is dumb. I truly believe that everyone should celebrate Christmas. I think everyone should celebrate Christmas. Vic, how could you say that? I'm not even Christian or Catholic. I'm not saying you should be Christian or Catholic or believe or celebrate Jesus. I'm not saying that. Believe whatever you want to believe or don't believe whatever you don't want. I'm not talking about religion at all. I'm talking about the actual, just like the way Christmas is celebrated. Like, even if I wasn't a Christian or whatever, I would want Christmas lights up in my house. I would want a Christmas tree. That has nothing to do with the Jesus part of it, right? I would want to celebrate. I want to go out, even if it's just get-togethers and Christmas parties and doing all these things for work, for gifts, gift exchange with the buddies and all these things. So I'm talking about like leave the religion, like celebrate it almost the way we celebrate like Labor Day, like any other holiday that has no religious ties. We do all these things for all these other ones, and there's no religious ties behind it. So I think everybody should celebrate Christmas. Like, get you a tree, do a gift exchange just for your friends. And the truth is, people aren't going to like this, but a lot of people who believe in, in the whole what Christmas is about, the reason we celebrate it, it's hard to even, like, no one sits, like, a lot of people don't even celebrate it for that. Like, it doesn't even feel like, a lot of times, my family's pretty religious, but there's times where I'm like, oh, it's easy to forget, like, oh, in between the gifts and the dinners and the food and the parties and all that, it's like, oh, we're celebrating this. So that's why I'm talking about, like, remove the religious aspect of it and just get yourself a tree. Do a gift exchange. Have some fun. I would want to just celebrate, just like the way I celebrate, like it's almost like again, like Labor Day. We celebrate it, and no religious ties. I think everybody should celebrate Christmas. Not the religious ties to it.
But you're also asking a lot of people because there's so much deep religious ties into it. Like Jehovah's Witness, they don't celebrate Christmas. You can't.
That's what I'm saying. But if they got a Christmas tree, you're celebrating.
What the meaning is, and the meaning of it still is.
Is there a direct tie to?
And I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, keep in mind, like, my grandma was, I didn't know this till way later growing up, but I guess my grandma was Jehovah's Witness and stuff. So, we grew up Catholic, but my mom, I think, like, started getting involved, like, studying a little bit. But Christmas, birthdays, even though it's part of the religion, excludes her. It's like, hey, where's my Christmas gift? And I said, Mom, you can't pick and choose what you get out of this, So.
I think everyone should celebrate Christmas. I think get yourself a tree, do a gift exchange. Don't celebrate it. Like, if you don't believe if you're not Christian, don't do it for that reason. Just be like, oh, I'm just doing gifts with my friends. We're having parties and we're drinking and we're getting celebrate, even if it's not you celebrating the religious part of it. That's my whole point. But I think about that and I'm like, yeah, like if I was Jehovah's Witness, I'd probably be like peeking. When that SpongeBob meme where I think it's Squidward going through, like, looking out the window, and it's SpongeBob and Patrick running, or maybe it's Patrick. It's one of those, like, running and like a little kid, like, missing out on, like, watching everybody have fun, and he's just sitting there like this. He's like, man, it looks fun. I would be, if I was Jehovah's Witness, I'd want to watch that. I'd be like that kid. I'd be like, I would celebrate. It's like, oh, we don't believe in that. It's like, I don't care. I just want to go out and just celebrate it. But yeah, even if it's not for the religious reasons.
All right.
That's gonna be a fun one. So things that have to do with Christmas. By the way, we're recording this on a Thursday, so Thursday Night Football.
I'm playing against him, the running back.
I need Puka Nacua to go off because I'm playing against Ken, who has Cooper Kupp. So you're watching a lot of this in live action.
I'm playing against Kyron Williams. I don't even want to say anything bad, but I hope he doesn't have a great game.
See, what you got to do is root for, like, you know, like
Another-
almost like
the
Grant
backup.
Victory. Be like, hey, congratulations on your win. You're going to dominate me. Look at the projections. And then you kind of jinx him.
He's projected to get
Yeah, he's projected
like,
to cook your ass.
yeah.
But
he's
so am I. I'm projected to get cooked too. So me and you could be fighting for
Oh, look,
third
Green
place.
Bay's in the race for the NFC wild card race, and I think if we get in, we win the Super Bowl.
Let's
Youngest
get into
team in the NFL, just by the way.
yeah. Let's get into what we were going to be talking about Christmas games.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about that towards the end of the episode. But do you have any Christmas core memories? Like what,
Yeah. When we were when we were little, bro, Christmas was the shit, bro. Like it was such a. We believed in Santa. We were writing Santa a letter.
What do you mean? I'm not here to ruin any Santa. Like of course you believed in Santa because Santa's real.
Yeah, but I'm saying we wrote him the letters. We had the milk and cookies. We had all the presents from Santa. Like it's always funny to me because the ones from my parents was like mom, dad, and there's only like two of them. You know, like we only get like one present from our parents, and the rest are all Santa. It was cool. So I'll never forget. We actually have this on video. I think it's one of the reasons I love recording. But my dad always used to. My dad had a camcorder. He'd record all our moments, and we have
Tight.
so many Christmas videos.
I bet you there's some sick like that old vintage
Yeah, that's
film
what we
where it
have.
had like the date on the bottom.
I could show you, bro. So there's this one where, and keep in mind, I took these little audio, the cassette things down the street. They convert them into DVDs for you. I have them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I did it years ago. So everyone got a bike, and I remember my dad's like, "Hey, here's your bike," and it had training wheels on it. No, it didn't have training wheels. Everyone had just two wheels, and I'm like looking at his bike, and I'm crying. But I'm like, I can't ride this. I don't know how to ride a bike, because it had no training wheels. And my brother had a bike, but it wouldn't work. So my brother would take me outside because my dad told him to teach me how to ride the bike. My brother would purposely run me into a tree. I'd fall off, and I wouldn't want to ride the bike anymore. He'd get on my bike, and he'd just take off down the neighborhood street.
I feel like, hey,
Jerk, bro.
jump on. He's like, no, I'm scared. He's like,
Yeah.
well, he didn't want it, Dad.
Yeah.
My
So-
core memory, the one that really kind of stands out is when it's funny how mine is also tied to a bike.
Really?
Yeah. I just remember waking up, and I would always be as a little kid. I was a little scared. I was like, "Whoa, that's Santa, that big guy is, kind of. What if I see him, and then like, what is he gonna do? Like." So I'd always be like creeping out, and I'd be like, "Oh, the gifts are there. He came." And I'd walk out, and I remember one day, instead of walking to the living room, into the living room where our Christmas tree was, I walked straight over to my parents. My mom got up. I went to go get dressed. She's like, all right, go brush your teeth and go, whatever. And then in that time, she went to go get coffee. I remember this so vividly. She went to go get coffee, and her and my dad went to go sit around the Christmas tree. And there's Taysom Hill. Oh, wait, no, that's Garrett Carr.
Yeah, he is right there.
Around the Christmas tree. And I just remember the bike. I remember my sister opening up her gifts. The bike was the one that stood out. I got a couple other things other than the bike, but that's the one where I remember just my mom, my dad, my sister, and me getting the bike. And it's one of those beautiful memories that you hope that you can recreate one day. That's like absolutely beautiful. It's like one of those core memories. And then a lot of the whole family stuff that you do. Like I remember with my grandma and my cousins and several Christmases like that. So it's nice. Do you guys do tamales for?
Yeah. Shout out to my mom, Stella's Tamales. She's the big time tamale lady in town. So we have to eat them even if we're tired of them.
Really?
But they're there.
So you got to bring some
My
next episode.
my mom's actually delivering tamales all day today. Everyone puts in their orders every year for my mom.
So what you're saying is your mom's a millionaire.
during the month of December for
Dog,
sure.
tamales are lucrative.
Yeah.
Lucrative. You can put a price tag. It's almost like
Yeah.
name your price, like a blank check.
$3,000.
Yeah.
How many? One.
Yeah, for a dozen.
Yeah,
What
bro. My
what a
mom's
deal.
tamales are worth every bit of the price to pay for tamales. They're. My mom has the way my mom makes. What makes a good tamale to you?
A good balance of masa with meat, because sometimes you get a whole lot of masa with a little
Yeah.
bit of meat,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's vice versa. You get a whole lot of meat, which people think like I'm gonna crush it by just putting
Yeah.
more meat. No. It's got to be that good
It
balance.
has to be that, like, almost really that 50-50 ratio in a way. And maybe like a 60-40. You want
Mhm.
60%. The great part about my mom's tamale is the masa is so good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to bring you some. Now
Yeah.
I have to.
I was just gonna say,
My mom, they were just made before I came here, too. And I could have brought some warm, hot tamales, bro.
yeah. I was gonna say you're not gonna talk about all this and not bring some so we could taste it.
Can you mute my mic?
Yeah, I can.
Thanks.
Are you 1 or 2? I
2.
think you are 2, I believe. Yeah, because mine is still popping up. Yeah. So this next part, I guess I'm gonna do alone. Tamales, yes. My family loves, like my mom, of course, like she loves to kind of get together and with my aunts or just with other family and make the tamales. Although I've watched the tamale process, like tamale making process, boy, it is a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why people can just name your price tag and they're like, yeah, because they're not willing to make it. And it just takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. It's a whole little village kind of coming together to make a dozen. And that's why they're $36 outside of Walmart. But yeah, tamales got to be a part of it. But I will say this. Are you ready to be unmuted? I will say this. We did tamales as just kind of an addition, but we didn't do it as the main. We almost had like a second Thanksgiving type of thing, where it was like, okay, you're still gonna have your ham and some biscuits and some mashed potatoes and things like that, and then if you wanted some tamales after, then you could do that. But it was never like the main thing. But tamales around this time of year with some, it's not called hot chocolate. Jesus, my family would be so upset. Champurrado. Did you ever have it with champurrado? Champurrado was fantastic. I muted myself. But are you muted? You are still
I'm
muted.
still muted. Yeah, I like it, though.
But yeah, so it's like the combination is nice to have, especially on a cold day. Like today's been raining all day. It's been perfect. So we got Christmas core memories everyone should celebrate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so one of the things that this is actually supposed to be my D topic, and I moved it to my C on accident. I just went to a baby shower. And one of the cool things about baby showers is there's no guessing game as far as what they want. I love that. Like, people think like you're ruining the whole like surprise, and it's just like, no. Tell me what you want. If there's money that's gonna be spent, I want to maximize whatever it is. If you're gonna spend, if I'm the 50, 100, 200 bucks is already gonna be spent, why not get exactly what you want? So with that said, I come to you. Christmas, you get a registry and you put the things that you want on there. You could put anything. Keep it honestly like reasonable. Things that you want, that you need. Give me like 3 things you would put on your registry in 2023.
And doesn't matter what it is.
Hey, you could, like almost like imagine like Amazon.
Okay, Amazon, I get a registry. And this is what I want from someone to buy me.
Yeah. Like say like your family said, hey, we need a registry. Like instead of babies, which is going to be a whole nother topic that we do. Like I think that everyone should be able to make registries, not just people who are pregnant or getting like married. But that's a topic for another time. So you can choose what you want. What do you want, need? What would you put on your registry to give to your family? Let's say 3 to 5 things in 2023.
2023 or 2020? Okay, 2023. Yeah, okay.
Becomes a wants versus needs type of situation.
Yeah, and this is within the want, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Want. Okay, cool. I would say one. I would want this is pretty. It's just because the industry I'm in. I would be like, I want a camera.
I was gonna say that I wanted a camera.
Yeah, I would get another camera because it's valuable to me.
That's your moneymaker. So
Yeah, I get a third angle up here. Next to that, I would say, give me. You know what? It's crazy when you put someone in this position. You realize how much you're like, depending on how you are, like how much you're satisfied with everything you have.
yeah.
Like I really don't care for. I don't even. I'm not even used to gifts. So I would say a camera. I would say lighting. Maybe like a light, a better light than that one. You know, and then um. That's a good question, bro.
It is.
Put me on the spot.
And it's tough because then you're like, man, would I put that on there or would I like not? Would you know? Here, I'll give you some time. That's not Cooper Cup.
That's Higby.
That's Higby. And I thought about starting him, but
And then next to that, if I'm being super honest, I would probably there's this this kind of sounds crazy because I don't even do this, but I would probably ask for a book.
what kind of book?
There's a certain book that written by Jay Shetty. He's like a monk. I like follow this guy. He's very influential. Probably ask for something
Is he
like that.
the Indian guy with the colored eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot before I started a podcast, everyone was like, "Bro, you need to start a podcast. You're like the Bakersfield Jay Shetty or whatever his name."
Oh, hey, easy.
I mean,
Jay Shetty.
yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So that right there, those three. That or if I had to substitute the book, I'd say socks and boxers. Every year, I'm always saying, "Give me some socks and boxers." I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Have you seen the meme where it's like some dude wearing the like beat up old socks and they're like, hang on, fellas, only a couple more weeks until Christmas.
Bro, I have a hole in my right sock, and that happened over like today. I'm like, what? I can feel it, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
That's funny.
And the worst part is because like I don't care if everyone knows. Like my mom, I gave my mom a house, so like I'm there, and she like still if she does laundry and she throws my socks in there, she still puts my socks like that are ruined together with another good sock. Like one sock has like a little hole in it, and the other one's good. I'm like, Mom, just toss these. Like,
Get rid of them.
jeez.
I go back to the wants versus needs situation because I think if it's just pure desire, like just I'd probably want like another like a bigger version of a hydro because the hydro is fantastic. I'd want like a half gallon one. It's good, but then when you go hiking, you might want like something a little bit bigger. I need to put some more stickers on there. I would also think about like getting a camera because of other things that we can't really talk about at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it is exciting stuff that that could be coming in 2024. But I would want another camera. And then I think it would be cool to have like, and I can talk about this now because it's not like I'm putting this podcast out and I'm like hoping my family hears it.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming out on Christmas, so too late. And you know that Stanford jacket that I have? Can you toss it actually? Toss me that. Like something like that. This is one of my favorite jackets like ever.
I'm going to throw it kind of high.
Toss it. Toss it high. Yeah.
Cooper Cup.
Woo!
Beautiful.
Great.
That was good. That was almost the most. That was probably the best throw that could have been done with that.
I would say it was the best catch that could have been done. But yeah, to each
quarterback gets a credit. You know this.
Absolutely. Look at this. I love this Stanford jacket. I don't know if I'd want like the exact same one, but I love it. Teamwork. Let's hope that that's not Cooper Cup and Matt Stafford tonight. We are invested in this game. We both got fantasy implications.
This dude has got a
ready?
5-yard
It's coming
run.
back. It's coming back. So yeah, it's a little fun thing. Christmas list, wish list. It's interesting because I could tell like just asking people like when I was thinking about this topic, I didn't like putting it together. I was like, this is kind of weird, and I could feel like Eric kind of feels the same way about it. He's like, what do I really want or what do I really need? Like I'm good, you know. Yeah. But I guess everything that we kind of mentioned when you talk about cameras or anything like that, it's one of those things where it's like. These are just kind of putting back into what you already do.
Yeah, we're investing in it. I think it's also our age to kind of have an understanding. Like we've had so many things in our lives. I think at this point in our life, where like you realize all the things you really ever wanted. Sometimes you get it. And you're like, this
Yeah.
Don't care.
Okay. We've knocked out damn near the entire show. This wasn't gonna be a very long one, but I
Yeah.
did want to finish uh with two things. We have to do our Christmas slate picks. Did he catch that?
Yeah, he did. It's
No,
about
he didn't.
Yeah, that's like a 10, 15-yard catch.
Fuck you. I did. We have to do our NFL picks for the Christmas game, but before we get there, this is gonna be the big part of the show. Saving the best for last. Well, at least it's not, as long as it's not a touchdown.
That was only
I'm
like
cool,
7
man.
yards. It was like 7 yards.
As long as it's not a touchdown, I need them to score and be up like 27-0, so that they just run the ball. Run.
No.
I know we're arguing for different things here. Christmas movies. Do you? We're gonna do our top 5 Christmas movies. I wish y'all could see what's going. Like, you see my eyes, and normally at our producer Eric over here, our TV's over here. So like today, instead of being like here, it's like a whole lot of here. We might need to turn that off. I've been totally distracted.
Yeah, let's just not look that way. I
Yeah.
mean, but they're by the touchdown.
I know.
Okay. All right. So you going first or me?
You go ahead and go first. I'm
you
gonna
sure?
give. Yeah. Unless you want me to go first, I have no problem.
I feel like yours should be heard first.
Okay. I'm good with that. Okay, so we're gonna go backwards. So go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So
Okay.
number 5 is an interesting one because this is a movie that, and I'll preface this by saying, I think I'm forgetting one, and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't think. It's one of those like when you see it, you'd be like, "Damn, I can't believe I forgot that one." But I feel okay about this list. Number 5 is Christmas Vacation. Right?
Okay.
And here's the interesting part about that one. I'm not even joking. This movie is one of the oldest movies. It's rankings and everyone. It's never been on one of my rankings. Why? Because I haven't watched it. I watched it literally like 5 days ago. Christmas Vacation. And you know what was cool about this one too is that it's one of those that like that has like that. It's like an older film, so it's got that vintage kind of view. You know what I'm saying? That vintage like old style, like, you know?
I know what you're talking about.
So it felt good. Christmas movies, I think about like how does it make you feel? Number 4, I have The Grinch.
Okay.
I have
Which
The Grinch,
one? Which one? The
Jim
cartoon
Carrey.
or
No,
okay,
the Jim
I
Carrey.
love-
Jim Carrey.
I was kind of scared of him when that commercial or when that promo first came out.
Yep.
The Grinch.
Number 3 is Elf.
Okay.
Elf, I gotta have up there. Number 2 is Home Alone.
That's the running back.
But you know they're gonna give it to him.
They
if
handed
they're
off
like,
to Cooper Kupp like 2 downs
Fuck
ago.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, for a
Oh.
run. He lost yards though. You got lucky.
Nice. So number 3 was Elf. Number 2 is Home Alone.
I feel like me and your number 1 might be the same. I was surprised you don't have one of mine.
Home Alone is, and look, these are truly interchangeable. We just wanted to make a rank. We had to rank them.
Yeah.
So number 1, The Santa Claus.
Okay.
Is that not your if that means you didn't have it on your list? If that's my number 1, and
know that was your number 1.
I absolutely love The Santa Claus.
Okay. Let me throw mine out there real quick then. So, all right. Yours was this was the one I was talking about. Yours wasn't in it, and again, like maybe my top 3 are gonna be more accurate of what the order is, but this is just in there. Bad Santa.
I haven't seen it.
Really? No freaking way. With Billy Bob Thornton?
Isn't that like a horny movie? Like
It's just funny, bro. It was just something different. He's like this drunk, like thief or this criminal, and he's like Bad Santa. He moves into this kid's house and builds a relationship with him. Oh no, please. And the running back almost got a touchdown. Okay, so that's my number 5. I was surprised you didn't have that one. I thought you would have seen that.
I haven't seen it. I'm not a pervert.
I think I have to do this because just childhood memories. I remember like so many little things with this. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Haven't seen that one either. But that
Really?
one's at the top of all the rankings.
Everyone, bro.
Also.
What were you doing as a kid?
Yeah. I was watching Mexican movies.
Die Hard.
No, Die Hard. That's another conversation we'll have after this.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that, and then
Yes,
who was
he
it?
dropped it.
It was Cooper.
Touchdown.
No
Yeah.
way. 4th and goal. It's done.
I'm sorry. This is the worst podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though. And then this is my top 3 now, right?
Yeah.
Bad Santa and
Number 4,
was
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas, and then I'm gonna have to throw in Elf. Elf's in there.
And number 3, we
It's
agree.
a classic. Yeah, and then after that, I have to go Home Alone. There's just no way you cannot throw it in.
Right. And that one could easily be like number 1. They're going for it on
Easy,
4th
yeah.
down.
And the other, don't give it to the running back. I think they're gonna try and draw him.
Yeah. Cooper Cup, get your bitch.
No, they're
on.
gonna go for it. Oh, please.
Puka.
Yeah,
We
got what you wanted. You
Yeah,
got
that's
what
what we needed.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, and then my number 1. I knew it was gonna be the same. The Santa Claus. There's
Really?
just no way. There's
I
no
love
way
it.
you
I
can
love
like
it.
outdo that.
Yes.
It's number 1. I like Home Alone will always be a number 1 for a lot of people. The Santa Claus, bro. I'm 4 years old watching it when it first came out.
Yeah. That's
it's
no.
just
The Santa
rough.
Claus is fantastic. It brings back a lot of nostalgic memories too.
Oh,
Like I
100%.
remember, like going to my. I have an older half sister. Going to her house and watching it, and she lived in Burbank, so we'd go there, and it'd be like I remember her living room and decorated. Like it brings back a lot of that stuff, and watching it, and the movie just itself is really good. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we agree on the top 3, and then our bottom 2 are a little bit different.
No,
but
it's weird though. I'll be honest. I still find something weird about being older and like seeing my family trying to put Christmas movies on. I'm like, just put the football game on. That's where I'm at now. I'm like, just put football on. Like,
well, there's time to do both. It's like there's time for the football games, and then after or before, there's time for the Christmas movies. But I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about this real quick. Since you brought it up, I'm so over and I'm so done with the it's Die Hard a Christmas. Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a. It is a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie. I think the conversation is so corny, and I hear it all the time everywhere. It's like the cool tough guys being like, Die Hard, this is my favorite Christmas movie. Shut the, no one cares.
yeah.
I feel like they only want to bring it up just so you could be like, it's not that's a violent movie. It's like, no, to me, because I'm a big stupid guy. It's like, shut your mouth.
Yeah. Do you
Die
have like
Hard. I don't care if it's. I really don't like a Die Hard movie. To me, it's an action film. Does it take place during Christmas? Yes. I wouldn't necessarily think it's a Christmas movie, but I don't care if you do, and I don't care if you don't. I think the whole conversation is corny, and you got to come over. Die Hard, and I think people think it's like funny, and it's just to say like, oh, it was cool maybe 10 years ago to have this conversation, maybe 5 years ago. But it's just so
It's
beat
not.
to the ground, and it's just like every person wants to talk about it, and they think they're the fun, cool guy who brings it up, and it's just like, hey, you're not. I don't care what you think. Stop bringing it up. It's dumb. It's a lame duck conversation.
just say it's an action movie. That's it. Just put it in that category.
That's it.
I feel that way towards. I seen this on the list when I was looking. Gremlins. It is, and I do remember it kind of being around that time of year. You see some Christmas stuff. I thought that's funny, but it's not a Christmas movie. Like it just isn't. It is what it is. It's a scary movie. Do you have an honorable mention or no?
I do. Polar Express.
Okay. Mine was. I can't remember the full movie, but I remember this nostalgic memory of watching this one. Where's it at?
Hot Latina MILF 7.
Yeah. Right here. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That was a big one.
That's the one I mentioned.
It was in yours?
Christmas Vacation at number 5.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Okay. You should have said National Lampoon's because I'm always remembered like that as the beginning of the name for me.
You've seen that before?
Yeah. I was like, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. So just so a lot of people kind of get a gauge on where we are, because our top 5 has nothing, like, is not
Real top fives. Like a lot of people's is
Like watch,
the
like I'm gonna pull this up right now, and the number one is like unanimous, and I've never seen
It's a
it.
Wonderful Life
Yeah,
or A Christmas Story, and you have a really really popular one. Right here I'll tell you. This was a
Miracle
Miracle
on
on 34th
34th
Street.
Street.
Yeah.
How about something with color? How
Yeah,
about
yeah.
something in
Those
this?
three are the classics.
That sounds where their acting is like, hey, come on, Susan, we're gonna jump in the wagon and we're gonna get out and out of here. But how dare we go? Like that's what the acting was back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I would have been the Tom Hanks back then. I would have been like, you know, hey, can we get some color? Can we get some flavor in this
Yeah,
place?
yeah, but think about kids now when they probably see like our era of 1990s Disney movies, like or like the cartoons. Their cartoons are so up where they wouldn't even want to look at the quality we're watching on
Yeah,
VHS.
yeah. But it's funny how the whole thing evolves. Is just like that seems so boring to me. Like the dialogue is even weird.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up with we have Christmas games, which is one of the greatest gifts that the NFL could give us, really. Christmas gifts by giving us NFL games on Christmas. It used to be just basketball, but now we have a 3-game slate on Christmas morning going into kind of the way Thanksgiving goes. Which, by the way, we're having a Thanksgiving bowl. I mean, a Christmas bowl, not just a turkey bowl. We're doing a little this Saturday. I hope you join us. So let's kick it off with the 10 a.m. game. We'll go in order.
Taysom Hill's in as the quarterback, bro.
That's what you kind of hope for when you're talking about like starting Taysom Hill. Is like,
Okay, didn't do anything.
so Raiders versus Chiefs. Chiefs. I think that's an easy one.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy one. I think they even cover.
Bro,
the
how about
spread a
that
little
game though? That's almost 60, almost 70, whatever points. That was wild.
bit. Giants at the Eagles.
Eagles.
I thought the last game was going to be the get right game for the Eagles, but I think this one is now. I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm playing against Hurts, so I don't want him to do great, but
And
I
then
do.
this is the big game of the weekend right here. Ravens at 49ers. This might be the best game of the entire weekend, and they
Yeah.
saved it for literally the best for last.
I'm gonna say Ravens.
I'm going to say 49ers. And actually, I'll give you a quick little explanation why I think the 49ers. I honestly think the 49ers have very few weaknesses. I don't see very many weaknesses on the 49ers. They're strong at quarterback. They're talking about him being the MVP. They have another MVP in Christian McCaffrey, one of the greatest seasons as a running back that I've ever seen. They are stacked at the line of scrimmage on defense. They have Trent Williams, one of the best freaking
Line.
pass rusher, or I'm sorry, linemen in ever. Like not even this right now. It's like ever. Then we talk about the Kittle at the tight end position. You guys, Debo. You got Brandon Ayuk, who's a perfect, you could say 2 to him, although I think he's got the qualities of a 1. I don't see weaknesses at all with the 49ers. I don't. Here's the thing. I think they might win this week, but I think the win that they had against Arizona last week was even more impressive. And people would be like, what, Vic, that doesn't even make sense. The Arizona Cardinals are one of the worst teams, and you're absolutely right. But that's what makes this impressive. They're not overlooking anyone. Normally, when you have a big game, this is the degenerate in me speaking. This is me knowing my gambling. This is me knowing just how kind of trends go with teams. When you're that dominant and you play against a team that's weak, that is that weak, and you have an upcoming opponent like the Ravens, I would say that that's one of the tougher teams. That's probably right now the best team in the AFC. You tend to overlook the team. You're like, and you don't play as well against the Cardinals because you know, like, oh, we have a big game against this team. We're gonna walk over the Cardinals, and they kind of did. They not only won, but they covered the spread against a division opponent, and they still had the Ravens game to like look forward to. And I thought that was incredibly impressive because there was no letdown. There was no exhale. They were just like pedal to the metal. I thought that was really impressive in a weird way, beating a bad team. I know the team was bad, but I think it was impressive the way they went out. They handled business. They won. They covered the spread. And it was like a 12, 14-point spread. It was crazy. So I thought that was incredible. and impressive, and I like him again at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Although the only nugget I will give on this, teams in the NFC who never see Lamar Jackson struggle because he's so dynamic on his feet, they don't know how to defend him. People in the AFC, at least in this conference, we see him twice a year. In his conference, you see him every year. Some of these teams don't play him like every 2-3 years. So they kind of throw him out. Look at what what the Ravens did to the Lions. So if they win, it's going to be because of Lamar Jackson. But other than that, give me the 49ers. Anything else you want to add?
No, I do not.
All right, it's going to pretty much do it. That was a fun episode. I hope you guys, well, if you're listening to this, then you did, but tell everybody you know. Listen to this episode. I think there was a lot of great nuggets. Send us your own top 5 on socials at ILY Say It Back Pod, or to my personal one at Vic D Radio, or to our producer Eric's personal one at Life of Ever. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear, starting to get that feedback, as I talked about it last episode, one of the best feelings when you can reference to something that you listen to on the show. Super cool. Love that. So keep doing it. Want to thank our sponsors. We got to do the trivia question. I want to thank our sponsors at Rev Nutrition. Go follow them. Go use promo code I Love You Say It Back to get 20% off your entire order. The Mattress Space, big shout out to them. Go get your mattress, sofas, kitchens, whatever you need. He's got it. You ready for a trivia question?
Yes, sir.
All right. The average family uses one of these for 7.5 years before throwing it away. What is it?
Uses it for 7.5 years and then throws it away.
The average family uses one of these for 7.5 years before throwing it away. What is it?
Household.
House?
Household or family? It's like a household item?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And there's a massive hint that I'm afraid. I feel like if there's one that you're going to get, this would be the one that you get.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Every 7 years, a family cycles these things out.
And if I told you, I'm going to give you a hint because I want you to kind of have a good idea.
Yeah, give me a
This
Christmas.
season is it's a
I feel like I'm going to get this wrong.
I hope you
Not
do.
too confident.
I don't really know. I don't know. I think it's more entertaining when you get it wrong.
Yeah, it is. I think everyone's rooting for me.
Because you're so close that you're like, man, this poor guy, this poor little
Yeah.
idiot.
Ooh.
I need catches so the clock can keep ticking.
Okay, so I don't feel like you gave me a hint, but I will go ahead and say
Time of the year is a hint. The time of the year that we're in is a hint.
time of the year. Okay. People cycle out their Christmas decorations every 7 years. Tree, lights, blankets.
Hold on. You're close, but I need you to pick one.
None of those are right?
I said you're close. I need you to pick one.
Okay.
That was a massive hint that I just gave.
Sack. Okay. Let's do this.
They went for it on 4th down and he got sacked. That is crazy.
What did they?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. That's embarrassing.
Dang, I feel like I want to get.
Game script is going good for Cooper Cup not to do anything though, because if it turns into a blowout, they just run the ball. I'm sorry.
They probably put in a backup. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say like the Christmas decorations. I know it's wrong. It is what it is.
Okay, but pick a decoration.
Oh,
pick
a
something.
decoration.
Yeah, pick something.
Okay. The lights and ornaments on a tree.
No, that was the closest you've ever gotten ever in the history, and maybe the closest you'll ever come to getting it ever for the history of the I Love You Say It Back podcast. The average family uses an artificial Christmas tree every 7.5 years, or for 7.5 years.
I was gonna say
before.
that originally, but it didn't seem like the one. To
Is
me.
it me, or does he say, I was gonna say that
I thought of
originally
it.
to every
You know
single
why?
correct
You know
answer.
why?
Go with
Because
your gut.
I'm running with it, but we grew up with a fake Christmas tree. We still have it. We don't, but I remember we had that thing for like 15 years, bro.
Damn. Yeah.
We did double the time on it, and it was so convenient. But we hated not we, but we didn't have a truck or anything. We never went and got a fake tree. We just did those, little hooks in on each level.
Right. Right.
So
That's fun.
yeah,
You can put those together. But okay. Last question. Fake tree with your own. You're in control of the household now.
fake tree.
Fake
We
tree.
used to always. I mean, I'm sorry. Real tree. I used to always go buy one, but it did suck. We know when it was all done. I like the real tree feeling if I'm ever gonna do it. I haven't done it for years. Since I've just had the house to myself. My family usually gets the tree. We put it up. Everyone does Christmas at my house.
Yeah. I will never, ever, ever do a fake tree.
Yeah.
Never. Like, you can't convince me. Not the smell. First of all, like, I love going out to chop my
smell.
own tree.
Yeah, I remember you
So,
saying.
like, they're ugly when you chop them because they're not like the beautiful, like, grown trees to be specifically for your house and beautiful and full. So you get a little bit uglier tree, but you get that feeling, that smell. It's an incredible thing. So I'll never go artificial ever. Like, you're not going to talk me off that. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for our Christmas special. I hope you guys have a blessed Christmas. I hope you guys have a beautiful Christmas, however it is that you want to spend it. And the last thing I'll mention is if you are a person who's going through a whole lot during this Christmas, whether it's a financial situation, whether it's a work situation, whether it's you going through some personal battles in your relationship, through whatever it is that you're going through in your life, this is truly one of the hardest parts of the year because we see everybody have and post their families. You see highlights of everyone. These are the highlights of the highlights. I'm going to dress up my family as cute as possible. We're all going to have matching outfits, and our life is going to be seemingly perfect while you're watching this in your bed that you refuse to get out of. And you're like, this is what I want. This is what I wish I had. Why can't I have this? Why am I not deserving of this? It's not that at all. Remember that you're watching the best of the best. And if there's even a slightly imperfect picture, they're not going to post that. If there's an imperfect moment, they're not going to post that. These are the highlights. Don't compare what you see online to the life that you are currently living, and especially if you're not in a place that you wish you could be, or in a place that you want to be. You wish you were somewhere else. We all wish we could be doing better, but don't get down on yourself. Keep your head up. My DMs are always open. I'm sure I could speak for Eric in the same way. You need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to reach out to. I think comparison is a thief of joy, and that's never more prevalent than during the holidays. Oh, I wish I had a family. Oh, I wish I was doing this. I wish I was doing that. And you see all these people doing all these things that you wish you had. Maybe it's a financial thing, like people just going crazy with their kids and their, Christmas gifts and everything like that. You're like, I wish I could provide that for my children. Maybe it's not your year. Don't get down. And also don't get upset at those people. I see people getting mad at like, quit posting the gifts that you got. Like, don't tell them what, know, like, don't.
It's a good moment.
Yeah, it's a great moment. These are core memories like we talked about. Like,
I remember my dad told me he got a potato peeler from my grandma when we were kids, and he used to be like, what? But at the same time, it's like a gift still, and it's just one of the things. I don't put too much on gifts. I remember the first year my mom was asking for a KitchenAid thing for years, and we're like maybe 17, 18, 19 when she was asking for these things. But we all were on our own, kind of trying to make a little bit of money. It was the best one I've ever had in Christmas, bro. No one put in. Everyone was supposed to put in. I was doing good that year. I bought my mom the kitchen. It was like $500-$600, bro. That same year, I bought my sister a bike, and she was like a teenager. And it's still my favorite time as a big brother or son, like in Christmas, doing something I knew they really wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, don't get down on yourselves. Don't compare what you're seeing, especially right now, to your life. It'll get better. Hang in there. And let's keep kicking ass into 2024. So until next episode, which we are going to be covering New Year stuff, we're going to be doing year-end wrap-ups. We're going to talk about resolutions. I'm not a big resolution guy. Oh, yes. But I do have a resolution that I want to do this year. So we'll talk about that. Until then, y'all have a Merry Christmas. Everyone should celebrate Christmas, even if it's not the religious way. Get you a tree, do a gift exchange. It's fun. Trust me. Been doing it for years. Y'all have a great one. Sleep good. Que sueñen con los angelitos. Yeah, buddy.
All right.
I love
Merry
you.
Christmas,
Say it back.
y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy. Be safe.